Sometimes a misshapen puzzle piece fits in perfectly. You just have to look at it another way. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie scenes that were more important than you realize. For this list, we're looking at moments that seem inconsequential and even unnecessary on the surface, but were actually integral to the movie or future installments. We're leaving off animated films because that can be a list of its own.
Ha! Danger! Hey, let me up!
And of course, in order to fully dissect these scenes, a spoiler alert is in order. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
You'll win it all if you're not afraid to lose. There's beauty in that darkness. What will it take to soothe your heart?
Number 10, Goodbye, Old Friend. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
You're gonna need me on this one, Master.
Oh, I agree. However, it may turn out just to be a wild panther chase.
Revenge of the Sith is full of memorable moments, for better or worse. One of the most crucial scenes in the film is often overlooked. Maybe that's because it's also among the subtler moments, using clever visuals to foreshadow the falling out between a master and an apprentice.
But be patient, Anakin. It will not be long before the Council makes you a Jedi Master.
As Obi-Wan heads off to Utapau, he parts with Anakin on good terms, assuring him he'll be a great Jedi eventually.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
When Obi-Wan says goodbye, old friend, he doesn't realize he's saying farewell forever. This is the last time Obi-Wan sees Anakin before he becomes Darth Vader. This is hinted as Obi-Wan steps out into the light, while Anakin remains under the area's dark side, concealing the anger, hate, and suffering within. Number 9, the hand that built Skynet, the Terminator. Even without its lower half, the T-800 is relentless in its pursuit of Sarah Connor. After multiple fake-outs, Sarah finally gets the upper hand by crushing what's left of the Terminator in a hydraulic press. The only part of the machine that's left in decent shape is its right arm, which was mere seconds away from choking the life out of Sarah. When the film premiered in 1984, the arm's preservation wasn't even an afterthought. Little did we know that this plot point would leave the door open for a sequel. In Judgment Day, Skynet's creator Cyberdyne Systems tries to reverse engineer the T-800's arm, as well as the CPU that got left behind.
We got Skynet by the balls now, don't we? Come on, let's book.
It may have been terminated, but this machine still can't be stopped.
Time to go. Now.
Number 8, Donny Misses, the Big Lebowski.
Good night, sweet prince.
As much as we love this cult comedy, we share the stranger's sentiment when he says that he didn't like seeing Donnie go.
I didn't like seeing Donnie go. But then I happen to know that there's a little Lebowski on the way.
One of the reasons Donnie's death is so hard to swallow is because it comes out of nowhere. Or does it? Donnie's demise was actually foreshadowed when he failed to bowl a strike for the first time. Donnie appears puzzled, and the audience is equally confused. Why was that little moment included in the movie? Right after missing, Donnie checks his right hand, suspecting something is off. The situation is even more serious than Donnie thinks, as arm pain is a symptom of an imminent heart attack.
Are these the Nazis, Walter?
No, Donnie, these men are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Moments later, Donnie's heart can't take it when a fight breaks out with the nihilists.
God, they shot him, man.
Shot. No, dude.
They shot Donnie?
There weren't any shots fired.
Huh?
It's a heart attack.
Number 7, The Warning, The Thing. The opening of this sci-fi horror film immediately sucks the audience in, but a few major things often get lost in translation.
Child, what's he doing?
Circling the camp. Who is he? Said Norge or something on the side.
It's Norwegian.
While in pursuit of a sled dog, a Norwegian man accidentally blows up his own helicopter. As the dog rushes to a nearby research team, he yells something at them in Norwegian. Unable to get past the language barrier, the Norwegian man starts shooting, causing Gary to fire back. What the Americans and most viewers don't realize is that the Norwegian was saying, "Get the hell away from that thing. That's not a dog, it's some sort of thing. It's imitating a dog, it isn't real. Get away, you idiots." The big reveal was hidden in plain sight from the get-go.
Easy, 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 yes.
Number 6, Kevin's Ticket, Home Alone. We all remember the scene in this Christmas classic when Buzz eats Kevin's cheese pizza, sparking a chain reaction that leaves the kitchen in disarray. This creates a distance between Kevin and his family before an even greater distance is created.
He started it. He ate my pizza on purpose. He knows I ate sausage and olives and
Look what you
onions
did, you little jerk!
Even if you watch this film every holiday season, though, there is a key detail you likely missed. Amid all the commotion, Kevin's ticket gets thrown out with some wet napkins. Had his ticket not been disposed of, the McAllisters would have realized before getting on the plane to Paris that Kevin had been left home alone. This comes back in the sequel when Mrs. McAllister passes out everyone's tickets, asking where Kevin is.
Where's Kevin?
14. It's a good thing I have my own ticket.
Who knew spilt milk could be such a big deal? Number 5. Pipe Dreams, The Shawshank Redemption. In one of this Oscar-nominated drama's most poignant conversations, Andy tells Red where he'd like to live the rest of his life if he ever gets out of prison.
So, what? Zihuatanejo. It's in Mexico.
Red, meanwhile, is afraid to leave the big house, worried that he won't be able to make it on the outside.
I've been in here most of my life. I'm an institutional man now.
Of course, this ties into the film's ending, where the recently released Red meets up with Andy in Zihuatanejo. Really listen closely to the sly dialogue here, though. Red tells Andy that his dream of escaping to a Mexican beach is a pipe dream, or more specifically,
This is just shitty pipe dreams.
Andy decides to get busy living, ultimately escaping from Shawshank through a sewage pipe that smells of human feces. Oh, we see what you did there. Number 4, The Support Group, Hereditary.
My name's Annie.
The devil's in the details in Hereditary, inviting multiple viewings to catch everything. Attending a support group following her mother's funeral, Annie discusses her brother who took his own life. In his suicide note, Annie's brother claimed that their mother tried putting other people inside him.
I didn't let her anywhere near me when I had my son, which is why I gave her my daughter, who she immediately stabbed her hooks into.
At first, this just seems to be establishing her family's history of mental illness, making us question Annie's own sanity throughout the film. In this brief moment, however, Annie alludes to the eventual fate of her son Peter. In the end, Peter's body is taken over by his deceased sister Charlie, who hosted the demon Payman. Annie's mother was part of a coven, and long before putting Payman in Peter, they tried doing something similar to Annie's brother.
Hail, Payman!
Hail, Payman! Number 3, Mikeyanagita, Fargo. Movies by the Coen brothers usually have a few moments that appear pointless on the surface. Upon further investigation, however, they turn out to be vital clues. Take Marge's awkward dinner date with Mikeyanagita, for example. It's uncomfortably funny, but many audiences at the time were left wondering why this seemingly random scene wasn't left on the cutting room floor.
You mind if I sit over here? I was married to Linda Cooksey.
No, why don't you sit over there? I prefer that.
As Roger Ebert pointed out in a retrospective review, Mike plays a greater role than most realize.
They never...
No, they never married. Mike's had psychiatric problems.
After finding out that Mike lied about having a wife, among other things, Marge realizes that she might have missed something when she interviewed Jerry. This motivates her to revisit him for a follow-up interrogation, exposing Jerry for the liar he is. Does that answer your question?
Ma'am, I answered your question.
Number 2, Logan's Heart, The Wolverine. Although it's billed as the final entry in a trilogy, you don't really need to watch the first 2 standalone Wolverine movies to follow Logan. Nevertheless, there is a touching parallel between Logan and 2013's The Wolverine that's lost on most viewers.
Logan.
What?
I saw you die.
What?
I saw you die.
What, just now?
A while ago.
Possessing precognitive powers, Yukio tells Logan that he's going to die on his back with blood everywhere and his heart in his hand. Given the franchise's messy continuity, we didn't expect this scene to go anywhere.
They can hurt you. They can kill you.
Just wait in the car.
In Logan, though, the titular mutant does indeed die grasping his heart. Not his literal heart, but his symbolic heart, which comes in the form of his daughter Laura's hand. As if this goodbye wasn't devastating enough already, the foreshadowing only makes it more powerful.
So this is what it feels like.
Number 1, we all scream for ice cream, Jurassic Park. Few scenes in Jurassic Park are more spine-chilling than when raptors enter the kitchen with Tim and Lex inside.
Timmy, what is it? It's a velociraptor.
Fortunately, Tim lures one raptor into an open freezer. The melting ice on the floor causes the dino to slip, allowing the siblings to quickly lock it inside. But wait, why was the freezer carelessly left wide open? We thought John Hammond spared no expense. Well, think back to an earlier scene where Hammond has some ice cream with Ellie. Hammond tells her that the ice cream was melting, seeing as how the power's out.
They were all melting.
This minor detail is overshadowed by the conversation that ensues, but it helps explain why the freezer wasn't shut. Hammond must have left it open while getting the ice cream, inadvertently saving his grandchildren.
Who better to get the children through Jurassic Park than a dinosaur expert?
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.
Dear mother, did you warn us this place would be great? That nothing was free and you've gotta pay to play.